Hi everyone, my name is Neil. I'm with Sargent's Gardens in Rochester, Minnesota. Today we are going to be talking about sprucing up our summer containers that might be looking a little tired right now. As the summer heat has been very intense this year, and your container may very well look just like this one here. With that, we'll dive into it. We're going to start by removing all of the tired annuals, and we'll evaluate the soil and start to plug in some fresh fall annuals that will last for the rest of the season. Okay. So now that we've emptied out our container, we've removed all the tired looking summer annuals, it's time to plant up the container again with some fall annuals. One of the most common fall annuals would be a garden mum. These come in reds and yellows, oranges, pinks and purples. They're very vibrant. The entire plant fills up with blooms. Those blooms last for anywhere between 2 to 5 weeks or so. And then we've got on the table here, this container is going to be in purple tones, kind of cooler tones, maybe untraditional for a fall palette. But we've got kale, which is another favorite for fall containers. Dianthus, this has a beautiful, very vibrant bloom. This will give us some height in the container, gives us that filler element. I've got Lysmachia here, which is going to trail over the side of the container. These are that's a gorgeous plant, nice and full. And another trick that I like to do for fall containers is mix in a few perennials. This is a heuchera, absolutely gorgeous. The color on the leaves will really stand out with all of the other darker purples in this planting. At the end of the season, before you're ready to put your spruce tips in, you can actually take your perennials out of the pots and sink them in the garden. If you water them in, they should come back next year. So with that, we'll get started here planting up this container. So this container is more of a trough style. It's kind of untraditional, but it gives us a little bit of room to play with the planting. So when I start planting a container, I usually focus on the height or the centerpiece and then build down from there. Being that this container is a little bit longer and I've got a number of them at this property, I'm going to kind of play with the center of the pot. So I think for this planting, I'm going to put a cluster of 3 Dianthus in about the center to center third of the container. So they'll be shifted off center slightly. Okay. And then in front of that, I'm going to place one of these gorgeous heucheras. That purple silver foliage will really stand out against the green and the bright pink. And I'm kind of placing this towards the front so that those leaves cascade or trail over the side of the pot just to help soften the lip. And then on this far corner, I think I will pop in these 2 purple garden mums. Beautiful. It's filling in really nicely. Let's see. I think the Lysomachia is going to look great on the corner here, spilling over the side. When you do plant, make sure you tease the roots just a little bit so that as they begin to grow, they establish nice deep roots. Another thing, all of these, the materials we're using here today, the plants, they're all cold hardy, so we mentioned that earlier, but if you plant it now, the end of August, first week or two in September, you'll have interest in your containers from now through frost, which is end of October. So again, I'm planting 3 of these kales. It's nice to plant groups or clusters. Odd numbers are always best. Giving a little bit of room between each plant because these will continue to grow for the rest of the season. And then on this last corner here, we'll place this larger, this is a 6-inch garden mom. Go ahead and put that on the end here. And sometimes you have to move your plants around a little bit as you finish the container. I've kind of moved the kale. And last but not least, I'm going to add in some dried elements for some additional interest on the front side of the container. We've got Milo berries, which I'll kind of tuck in the front. Some very fun little pods, and some birch branches, which I'll add right behind the dianthus here. Just like that. A little cluster of birch in the back to help give that container some additional height. The Milo berries are really fun. This is a dyed berry, but it will hold its color, and they can be put outside. So I'll just tuck a couple of these front here.
If you get a chance, can you tell me how much the 8-inch grass is?
All right, and the last thing one of the last things, a couple pods. And we'll just pop these in along the front side of the container. All right, and the last step is an optional step. This is going into a commercial setting, so we like to finish it off with a little bit of mulch or moss. So we'll go ahead and put that on the top. Just gives your containers a nice finished look. This is green sheet moss, and we'll go ahead and tuck that in just to cover up all of the soil around the container. So with that, we've taken our tired summer container and transformed it within a few minutes. We popped in some beautiful fall annuals, and this is ready to rock and roll.